You made good money last year. You kept your job. You did not have a medical emergency. You did not go through a divorce. And yet somehow, you ended the year with nothing in your savings. Maybe even more credit card debt than when you started. And you have no idea where the money actually went. This video is going to tell you exactly where it went and why it is not entirely your fault, but also why it is 100% your responsibility to fix it. Stay with me because what you are about to learn is going to change the way you think about every single purchase you make from this point forward. There is a pattern showing up in financial data right now that almost nobody is talking about honestly. 38% of Americans say they are willing to go into debt for a fun purchase, just to feel better in the moment. 44% of credit card holders carry a balance every single month, and over half of all Americans say they worry about money every single day. But here's the part that nobody connects. The worrying and the spending are not two separate problems. They are the same problem. The stress is literally causing the spending, and the spending is making the stress worse. It is a loop, and millions of Americans are trapped inside it right now. It even has a name, doom spending. And it is not a new concept, but it has exploded since 2020. When the pandemic hit, when inflation hit, when layoffs started, when the news became a daily flood of economic anxiety, people started doing what humans have always done when they feel out of control. They looked for something that felt good right now, even if right now only lasted 15 minutes. And the easiest thing that felt good right now was buying something. Here is what is actually happening inside your brain when this occurs. When you feel anxious or overwhelmed, your brain is flooded with cortisol. That is the stress hormone. And your brain desperately wants to neutralize that feeling. So it goes looking for a dopamine hit. Dopamine is the chemical that makes you feel pleasure and reward, the same chemical that fires when you exercise, when you eat something delicious, when you hear a song you love. But your brain has learned a shortcut, a very expensive shortcut. Click buy now. And dopamine fires instantly. The package is not even shipped yet and your brain already feels better. That is the trap. Because the dopamine rush from a purchase lasts maybe 15 minutes. The credit card bill lasts 30 days. And the stress that made you spend in the first place is still there, waiting for you, unchanged. And here's what makes it even harder to fight. The entire internet is engineered to exploit this exact weakness in your brain. Every app on your phone, every website you visit, every notification you receive has been designed by teams of behavioral psychologists whose only job is to get you to spend money before your rational brain can stop you. One-click checkout, countdown timers, limited stock warnings, personalized ads that follow you around showing you the exact thing you looked at once 3 days ago. These are not accidents, they are weapons, built specifically to trigger your dopamine system before your prefrontal cortex. The part of your brain that thinks rationally about money can even register what is happening. You are not weak. You are being outgunned by billion-dollar technology designed to defeat your self-control. Now let us talk about the 3 triggers that cause doom spending, because understanding your trigger is the first step to breaking the pattern. The first trigger is anxiety about the future. This is the most common one right now. Job loss fears, inflation eating your paycheck, uncertainty about the economy, tariffs pushing up the price of everything from groceries to electronics. When the future feels scary and uncontrollable, the brain wants something it can control, something it can have right now. So you buy something, not because you need it, but because pressing that button is one of the only things that feels certain in an uncertain moment. The second trigger is boredom and loneliness. Researchers have found that people spend significantly more when they feel socially disconnected. Scrolling through an online store late at night when you have nothing to do and nobody to talk to, that is not shopping, that is self-medication. And it is far more common than people admit. Studies show that loneliness increases impulse spending by up to 30%, because buying something, even something small, creates a brief illusion of connection. The excitement of a package arriving, someone having chosen something just for you, even if that someone was you. The third trigger is the reward mentality. This is the one people feel least guilty about. I worked hard this week. I deserve this. And the logic feels completely rational. But if you are telling yourself you deserve a reward every single Friday and every single time you close a big deal, and every single time you survive a hard week, the rewards start adding up faster than the paychecks do. And here's the part that makes doom spending so financially dangerous. It does not feel like a big problem while it is happening. You are not buying a car you cannot afford. You are buying a $40 candle after a bad meeting, A $20 app you will use twice. Take out 4 times this week instead of 2. A jacket you did not need, but it was on sale. None of those purchases feel catastrophic in the moment. But a study by Ramsey Solutions found that the average American who doom spends burns through $1,200 per month on these impulse emotional purchases. That is $14,400 per year. That is a down payment. That is a retirement account contribution. That is financial freedom being traded away one small purchase at a time. And here is the most painful part. When researchers asked doom spenders to recall what they bought, most of them could not even remember. The things are gone, the money is gone, and the stress that caused the spending is still there. Now, let us talk about what you can actually do to stop this. Because awareness alone does not fix behavior. You need specific tactics. The first one is called the 24-hour pause. The rule is simple. Any unplanned purchase over $50 requires a 24-hour wait before you buy it. That is it. You are not saying no. You are saying not yet. What research consistently shows is that when people wait 24 hours, 60 to 70% of the time, they do not want the item anymore. The emotional trigger that caused the urge has passed. The cortisol has dropped. And without the anxiety driving the decision, you realize you did not actually need it. The dopamine you were chasing was already gone before the package arrived. For purchases under $50, try a 1-hour rule. Set a timer, close the tab. If you still want it in 60 minutes, go back and buy it. Most of the time, you will forget it entirely. The second tactic is learning to name your trigger in the moment. This sounds simple, but it is one of the most powerful things you can do for your financial life. The next time you reach for your wallet when you're stressed, stop and ask yourself one question. What am I actually feeling right now? Not what do I want to buy? What am I feeling? Anxious, bored, lonely, frustrated, underappreciated. Just know when naming the emotion out loud or even in your head reduces its power over your behavior almost immediately. Psychologists call this affect labeling, and brain scans show it literally quiets the emotional centers of the brain and activates the rational decision-making areas. You go from reacting to thinking in about 30 seconds for free. Some people find it helpful to keep a simple notes app on their phone. Every time they feel the urge to buy something impulsively, they open the app and write down what they're feeling and why. After 2 weeks, the patterns become impossible to ignore. You start to see exactly which emotions are costing you the most money. The third tactic is replacing the dopamine source. Your brain is going to seek a dopamine hit whether you like it or not. That is just biology. So the goal is not to eliminate the reward. It is to give your brain a better reward. One that does not come with a 30% interest rate. A 10-minute walk outside, a real workout. Calling a friend instead of scrolling alone. Cooking something instead of ordering delivery for the 5th time this week. All of these activities trigger genuine dopamine responses. Not the synthetic quick hit version that spending produces. Real neurochemical rewards that cost you nothing and leave you feeling better for hours instead of minutes. The key is to have your replacement ready before you need it. Because in the moment of a craving, your brain is not going to come up with a creative alternative. It is going to go straight to the habit it already knows. So decide right now. Before you feel the urge, what is your go-to replacement going to be? The fourth tactic is unsubscribing from everything that triggers you. Go through your email right now and unsubscribe from every retail newsletter, every flash sale alert, every brand you follow that makes you want to buy things. Delete the shopping apps from your phone. Not just log out. Delete them entirely. Research from the Journal of Marketing found that simply removing shopping apps from your phone reduces impulse spending by an average of 22%. Without any other behavior change, just friction, just making it slightly harder to buy, is enough to save hundreds of dollars every month. Your environment is shaping your behavior constantly. And right now, your environment is designed to make you spend. Redesign it. Here's the financial reality of what fixing this one pattern can do for you. If you eliminate just $500 per month of emotional spending, which is less than half of what the average doom spender burns through, and you put that $500 into an index fund every month instead, in 10 years at a 7% average return, you would have $87,000. In 20 years, you would have $260,000. $260,000, built entirely from money that used to disappear on things you cannot even remember buying. That is not a fantasy. That is just math. Applied to money you are already making. That is already leaving your account. Just going somewhere different. The truth that nobody in the financial industry wants to say out loud is this: most money problems are not math problems. They are emotional problems wearing a math disguise. You do not need a better budget spreadsheet. You need to understand why you are spending, because once you understand the trigger, you own it. It no longer owns you. And that is when your financial life actually starts to change. The people who build real wealth are not the ones who earn the most. They are the ones who learn to stop letting their emotions make their financial decisions. That skill is available to everyone, including you. Starting today, if you have ever bought something just to feel better in the moment, you are not broken. You are human, but now you know what is happening. And now you have the tools to stop it. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep learning how to build real wealth in the real world, subscribe to Professor Wealth. We will see you in the next one.